Good morning, this is Nicholas from Gandora Gaming, and today I bring you guys my blue-purple Crocodile deck profile 2025 post OP09 format. So you don't know, this is a OP01 leader that came out almost 2 years ago now that has gotten some new support in OP09 that actually makes the deck a lot more better and a lot more stronger. And I think this deck has teeth. I think it's one of those underrated leaders that a lot of people kind of forgotten about since it came back all the way back in OP01, and it hasn't really got a direct support in a very long time until now in the form of the brand new Cross Guild cards. So let's just get straight into this. So first things first, if you don't know what the leader does, the leader has a 1 Dawn. When an event is activated, you may draw 1 card if you have 4 or less cards in your hand, and you haven't used this leader effect this turn. So it's basically saying once per turn, when an event is activated, you have 4 or less cards in your hand, draw 1. Pretty solid effect. He is a 7 Wolves of the Sea and Baroque Works type, which is pretty good. He's our first purple-blue leader. He is the tied with blue-purple Kaido as our first blue-purple mono leader, which is pretty awesome. So let's get straight into the deck build. So first things first, we're playing 4 copies of Charlotte Linlin. This is a 4-life leader. This deck wants to play like a yellow leader, and the fact that it's playing as many healed cards as possible. Charlotte Linlin is just a custom card for any purple deck that's 4 life or less. Basically, -1 Dawn, trash card from your hand to add 1 card for the top of your life to your, luckily heal yourself. And then you basically get to bottom deck a 6 cost your opponent controls by putting it into their life. Really strong effect. This deck is a very grindy control deck, so you don't mind putting their 6 cost or lower character into their life, because ultimately the whole goal of this deck is to outgrind your opponent and kind of outspam them with really large bodies and kind of just out-tempo them out of the game. This is just a really solid monster, and overall just a fantastic body to drop. Speaking of fantastic bodies to drop, we're also playing 4 copies of the 8-drop Crocodile. This card's absolutely insane. It's a custom card for this leader. Basically, on play, -2 Dawn. Then if your leader is Baroque Works, heal yourself. And then basically, when your opponent attacks, make -1 Dawn in order to draw trash a card, which is also really good. It helps you filter out your hand, and overall it's a really good heal card. So we're playing 4 of it because the deck revolves around healing yourself in the late game, because this deck is a very grindy deck, using events to protect itself and then summoning out really large bodies that heal yourself and control the board. We're also playing 4 copies of the 7-drop Crocodile. This is the brand new card from the brand new OP09. This is a Cross Guild card. Basically, it has the ability that on play a character with Baroque Works from your hand with 5 or less, which is pretty insane. Now, you're playing 2 really good targets for this card. Not to mention, it is as a 7/7 with stats counter, which feels really good. We're playing 4 copies of Mr. Daz Bones. This is a card from ED01. Really great card. Basically says, hey, if your leader includes Baroque Works type, this character gains 1,000 power for every 2 events in your trash. Also, on play, draw 2, trash 1, which is an absolutely insane effect. Overall, a custom card for this leader. We're also playing 4 copies of our Miss All Sunday. Basically, on play, you may add 1 Dawn for your Dawn deck is rested. Then, if you have 6 or more Dawn, this character draws you a card. Also has the trigger ability to -2 Dawn, play for free. Then if you have, of course, 6 Dawn, it ramps you, so you're actually only -1 Dawn to play this card out for free. Also, it's drawing you a card, which is not bad at all. Great 4 of a deck, just a really good card. It's really good to cheat off your 7-drop, which feels really nice. We're also playing, of course, 2 copies of Charlotte Pudding, just a standard blue card nowadays. Just a really insane card. Basically shuffle your opponent's hand and just make them really sad that they're playing a deck like it now that has like 20 cards in your hand. Next, we're playing 4 copies of Miss Doublefinger. Really great 2K for the deck. You're usually just using it as a 2K, but it also has the beneficial effect that on play may trash 1 card from your hand to ramp a Dawn card as rested. Not a bad effect. Also, its trigger just plays this card for free, which is also not bad. We're also playing 4 copies of Mr. 2 Bon Clay. This could easily be any other Baroque Works 2K. I just chose this one because it's the one I had on me, which is pretty decent. We're also playing 4 copies of Miss All Sunday. This card is absolutely incredible. Basically, she's a 3-cost blocker that says on KO if your leader's Baroque Works, add 1 event from your trash to your hand, basically allowing you to recycle your events, which feels absolutely amazing. And we're also playing 4 copies of Miss Valentine, who is the searcher for the deck, and she also has the trigger effect to -1 Dawn to player for free, which feels really good. She looks at the top 5 to add a Baroque Works target for your hand, which is also just really good. So that is it for our monsters. Let's talk about the events. First things first, we're playing 4 copies of Jet Gatlin. Really great card, absolutely fantastic card. This leader wants to have 4 less cards in hand. This is the event that literally says trash itself in another card in order to basically gain 3,000 power, which is really good because we do have some non-counter cards in our deck, which feels really good. Not to mention, it is an easy way to facilitate our leader ability. Also, its trigger is just ramp 1, which feels awesome. We're also playing 2 copies of Oh Come My Way. Its trigger is basically I draw 2 by minusing a Dawn. Also, its counter effect is -1 Dawn in order to then turn a character's attack into a different character. So basically, let's say my opponent has a 10 cost Shanks and they're swinging at me. I activate Oh Come My Way and direct it at my Miss Valentine, which is actually a pretty insane effect. Reason why it's a 2 of is because our lovely 3 costs can recycle it, which also feels really good. We're also playing 2 copies of Sanji's Pilaf for the same reason, draw 2, also trigger, draw 2. We're also playing, of course, 2 copies of Red Rock and 2 copies of our lovely Gravity Blade Raging Tiger. So that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoy, and see you all next one. Happy 2025. And I'm really happy with this list. It's pretty fun and very exciting and cheap. See you all next one. Bye-bye.